to keep it pretty short. I'm going to try to throw a lot of information into a nutshell and leave it at that. But yeah, basically, I was thinking the other day, for as often as these things are happening, I'm actually surprised they aren't happening more often. Seems like something tragic is happening, at least around the world, on like a monthly basis. I'm surprised it's not happening on a weekly basis just in this country. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and he actually said that there's more guns in America than there are people. And I mean, I haven't confirmed that information. I haven't done any research to see if it's true or not. But I just took it at face value and kind of, okay, you know, maybe. And I mean, if that is true, that's horrifying. That is terrifying. I mean, think about it. If there's more weapons in America to kill people with than there are actual people, I mean, try wrapping your mind around that. I mean, I have a hard time even wrapping my mind around that. But the really sad part is it isn't hard to fathom that being reality. That's a really unfortunate part. You know, for whatever reason, this country, we have a serious issue with guns. You know, we have way too many guns in this country. I mean, if you look around at other parts of the world that have little to no mass shootings, places like Canada, the UK, it's almost impossible to get your hands on a gun. And they have little to no issues with this kind of crap, with mass shootings, stuff like that. You just don't see that senseless violence there, at least to the extent you do in America. So it's not rocket science, like how to improve the situation and make things better. But like I said in my other video, what are you going to do? Punish everybody who's licensed to carry in America? I mean, I don't think that's the answer. You can't do that. But there are some things I think you can do and some things you need to do. One of those things is, I think at every school, everything from preschool through college. Yeah, I mean, preschool through college, you should have an armed security guard on campus. What do you have to lose? We can't predict the future. We don't know what school's going to be next. You know, we can't look inside these different kids or these different people's brains and, you know, figure out what's coming next, like what's around the corner, what's on the horizon. We don't know. So it truly is a matter of better safe than sorry at this point. You know, we need to bridge the gap between non-armed citizens and, you know, intruders, you know, loaded with assault rifles. We need to bridge that gap. And if you have a security guard with even just a pistol, a 22 or something, and a holster on their hip, that's going to provide some sort of deterrence to anybody thinking about doing something crazy like that. And aside from the deterrence part, like I said, it's going to bridge a gap. Because if you put a security guard somewhere and they're not armed with anything, it's a level playing field with the rest of the unarmed citizens. You know what I mean? And an unarmed security guard is a useless security guard in the case of, you know, a tragedy like this, a mass shooting. If they're not armed, they're worthless. You know, they're better off not even being there. So we need security guards in every single school across the country, coast to coast. Yeah, it's better safe than sorry. I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, I would strongly embrace and greatly encourage armed security. Like, I would feel good about dropping my kid off at the front doors of a school and seeing a security guard there with a gun on his hip. You know, it will give me a little peace of mind as a father to know that, you know, come hell or high water, at least there's one person there, you know, that's you know, armed with something to nullify or, you know, go up against something horrific should circumstances, you know, come to that. You know, but I don't know. Aside from that, I think the sale of assault rifles should be banned. You do not need an assault rifle. You don't need an AR-15 unless you have military ties or unless, you know, your specific job duties require assault rifles. And anyone looking to buy an assault rifle should have to prove that their occupation, that their line of work requires the use of assault rifles in order to purchase them. There should be background checks, extensive background checks done on anybody looking to buy assault rifles. And again, you should have to confirm that they're in, a line of work that uses assault rifles. I understand there's people out there who like to collect guns, I like to shoot different guns and stuff, but with how crazy this world has gotten, and in this day and age, I think you almost kind of have to turn your back on the people who, just want to collect guns, for personal satisfaction. You have to turn your back on the people who just want to shoot assault rifles, at gun ranges and stuff. And it sucks because people shouldn't be punished. People who haven't done anything wrong should not be punished. But again, this is just a step that I feel needs to be taken, because there's way too many instances and situations where people are flying off the handle, walking into crowded places with fully loaded guns and just firing at random bystanders. And it can't be happening, and it's going to take something extreme like that to improve things, to minimize these tragedies that just seem to continue to happen.